Yeah, that's off the dome. Yeah. I never let nobody with no motion try to hold me. I'm an OG, and that's the old me. The way I'm sitting nowadays, wanna stay 9 ways. I'm sipping on a latte. Why they all call me bougie? I don't want no prayers from no haters. Probably waiting on my downfall. Mad that we made it in my wins on time. Why you trying to delay it? And they say it's authentic, but they wins look plated. They fake though, and I need all my cheese. Queso, provolone, and get all of my dogs out the trap like Home Alone. And Creed said I'm locked in. I really got no options. Standing on business, I need mines off the top then. Let them go ahead and count us all out. We just running up the numbers, watch us hit another level. Hey, can't hold me back. Put the city on the map, boy. How you love that? Boy, they thought that I was playing, but I hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level, gotta hit another level. Hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Hit another half meal, mixing bass and treble. Locking up the game like a Rico when it's federal. Locked on my target, it's a rap if I aim at you. You rather me pray with you. Please pay attention like hood. Focus on your mission like you should. If you had some vision, then you could, but you don't, so you won't. And you chasing that life, that's good, brother. Hold up, I need mine, please. You can't hold me. I'ma go ahead and hit another level. Go ahead and count us all out. We just running up the numbers, watch us hit another level. Hey, can't hold me back. Put the city on the map, boy. How you love that? Boy, they thought that I was playing, but I hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level, gotta hit another level. Hit another level. About to hit another level, had to hit another level. Hey, hit another level. Finna hit another level. Hey, hit another level.
And good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Casino at Dania Beach and Dania Beach High Life for today's 9-game matinee. A preview, prelude for tonight's 10-game performance that begins at 7 o'clock. We'll get right down to brass tacks. We do have a scratch all day today, both performances. Number 38, Celaya, will be out. I'm only going to give you the matinee, but if you are either betting tonight or coming back tonight, that program that you have is obviously good for both performances. So just take Celaya out and put in the front court substitute. In this afternoon's first game, you can scratch Celaya from post 6 and put in number 88, Garcia. Garcia takes post 6 in this opening game today. And Oyenard will be the substitute for game number 1. No change to make in game 2. Flip over to game 3, which is the start of the pick 3, the first of our 2 pick 3s today and every performance. And in the front court of post 3, you can take out Celaya and put in sub with number 12, Oleron. So it's Oleron and Gorka in the 3 post in game 3. And the new front court substitute will be Javier, number 15. Shift over to game number 4. And in post 7, Celaya is out, and number 57, Tambor, is in. So game 4, post 7, Tambor will pair with Eki, and number 88, Garcia, becomes the new front court substitute for game 4. No change in the 5th game, but in game number 6, scratch Celaya and put in number 99, Vicente. Vicente and Oyard will be the team in post 5 in game 6. And number 57, Tambor, becomes the official sub for the front court for game number 6. Game 7, the only change you have to make is the substitute position. Take Celaya out of where it says subs and put in number 27, Libois. Number 27, Libois, is the new game 7 front court substitute. And in game 8 today, which is the start of the late daily double, take Celaya out of post 4 and put in number 30, Johan. So you'll have Johan with Campandegi in post 4 in game number 8 with number 52, Aron. A.A. Ron. Number 52 will be the game 8 front court substitute. No change in game number 9. We'll repeat those changes before every game, and in the case of bets like pick 3 and pick 4, if they're affected at all, we will let you know and we'll make those calls as well. Game 1 does start the early daily double. I mentioned the late double already. We have 2 pick 3s, starting with game 3 and game 7. And of course the pick 4, which does have a carry forward of around $149. Starting with game number 6 is the pick 4. Games 3, 6, and 9 are played to 9 points. The other games today, 7, all with double points after the first round. Games 3, 6, and 9 feature the superfecta, which involves getting 4th place in either a box or, even more difficult, straight. Besides tonight's performance at 7 o'clock, we will have one more this week, and that'll be tomorrow at 1 p.m., a 9-game Sunday matinee before we take a Monday off, but we're not going to have very many off days here soon with the arrival of the Biscayne Cup, and we'll give you that schedule in a minute, but let's backtrack for just a second. Last night, Tambor and Argoitia picked up the win in the second of our Dania Beach Invitational semifinals. So at a date to be determined next week, we'll have a very good handle on when the final will be. Right now, it's tentatively scheduled. The 3rd place game, Garcia and Atine versus Vicente and Oyardi, is scheduled for Thursday the 12th. Johan and Gorka versus Tambor and Argoitia is scheduled for the 13th. That may stay the same. It may not. We just have to wait for some other results from across the pond to give us an idea of what's going to be happening for the Dania Beach Invitational. And obviously we'll know by Tuesday's performance, the 1 o'clock matinee. Now, with the arrival of the the Biscayne Cup that we are hosting for the 2nd straight year, where we have some incredible players coming from overseas and some incredible players from right in South Florida. Here is our schedule, and it looks complicated. I know that's an eye chart. You don't have to memorize it. But understand that we're going to be going straight through from Thursday the 13th all the way through Sunday, February 22nd. On Sunday the 15th and on President's Day, February 16th, 1 p.m. matinees, and those are only going to be singles games. Super singles on Sunday the 15th, Monday the 16th. You'll have 5 superfectas out of the 9 games, so 55% of the games will feature the superfecta. Then we move into Tuesday and the start of the Biscayne Cup, which is denoted by BC. 1 o'clock, the matinee is going to be a matinee at 1 o'clock. It's the typical Dania matinee. However, please note, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are all evening performances beginning at 6, not 7. And what's going to happen is the Biscayne Cup games will be partidos, first to 2 wins, but it's 3 sets max. So, and the third set is a tiebreaker where the first to get to 5 will win. So we'll have round 1. Then Wednesday is only Biscayne Cup. Normally we're dark on Wednesdays this season, but on the 18th, we'll have 4 Biscayne Cup matches beginning at 6, and yes, you can bet on them. There will be win betting available. No other highlight that night, but believe me, 4 partidos is going to be enough, and you're going to get a kick out of it. Thursday, February 19th, again, 6 o'clock. We'll have a normal performance. Games 1 through 9 will be what you're used to, and then games 10, 11, 12, and 13, Biscayne Cup. Friday the 20th, same thing. 9 games of highlight, of Quinella highlight, and then 10 through 13, Biscayne Cup. Saturday, the matinee, 1 o'clock. Then we're back to 7 o'clock on Saturday. And we only have 2 Biscayne Cup games, but yeah, they're the finals. And then Sunday, the 22nd, we go back to another day of super singles. So Sunday, February 22nd, singles only. So we'll go over this again. Just wanted to give you a heads up. If you have a night or a day you'd like to come by, I really recommend the Biscayne Cup to you. If you haven't seen any of this before, we had a blast last year, and we're going to have a blast again with the tournament this year. Other than that, we have to remind you that our broadcast today is brought to you by Better Care at Broward Medical Center, where they speak English, Spanish, and French, accept all insurance, and walk-ins are welcome. Visit their primary and family practice at 599 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Better Care at Broward is your local choice for all your medical needs. Today's uniforms are proudly sponsored by IGT and Every. Together, they're built to win. Champions Corner open right now. See the bright lights, the yellow sign? That's Champions Corner over by the back wall. Treat yourself or someone special with jewelry from Dolphin Jewelers, our Champions Corner sponsor. Dolphin Jewelers is right down the street at 52 North Federal Highway in Dania Beach. They buy, sell, repair, and trade all types of jewelry, even the custom designs. Mention High Life for an extra special discount at Dolphin Jewelers. Media coverage powered by TPI, driven to connect. And in Connecticut, some big news. Place your highlight wagers at mywinners.com. We've been telling you that for a couple of months. It's the #1 betting outlet in the state of Connecticut. mywinners.com is where Connecticut bets on highlight. And now, MyWinners has a mobile app on the App Store for iOS. And you can also use your laptop to go to app.mywinners.com. All of that coming up, 9 minutes. Good luck today. Thanks for being here. And again, make sure that you take out of the program today and again tonight, number 38, Celaya, who is scratched. Inside 2 minutes till our first game, and a reminder that in post 6, Celaya is out today, and in this game, Garcia is in. Number 88, Garcia, takes the mantle on post 6 in game number 1, and the early daily double. There is no change to make in game 2. Last call for the opening game. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to get our 19-game day underway. But before we start game number 1, we do ask those who are able to please rise and remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. And we're off with game number 1. Eki serving in the red at post 1 in this singles game. Del Rio's got the blue in post number 2. Spectacular 7 scoring with points doubling after the opening round. And this game begins the early daily double. There's the serve. This game is on. Nice catch by Eki. Bote too high, point 2. This is Del Pesh, post 3. That's a point for the 2. This is Lee Bois in the green at post 4. That comes up just short, point to 4. Now the 5, here's Gorka. Wonderful. Garcia subbing for Celaya in the goal to post 6. That's 1 for the 6. O'Wall in post number 7. That's a point for post 7. Here is Johan at post 8, concluding round 1. Too high, out of play, point 7. Hecky, post 1, beginning the double point round. That ball lands out of bounds. Point to 7. The 3 is Del Pesh. Point 7. Aran has a possible game point in the 7 post. Here's Del Rio in post number 2. It's possible game point for Aran in post number 7. Good right side ball Aran. That's going to wrap this game up for him. He wins it in post number 7. Place and show playoff. 4 will serve 2. Lebois Costado, will that come out? It does. But the save is OB. Point to 4 for place, 2 shows. Aran, the winner of game number 1 out of post 7. Lebois second, post 4. Del Rio third in post number 2. Seven four exactas, 73.80. 4-7 Quinella, 81.40. 7-4-2 $2 trifecta, 365 and 20 cents. And the first half of the early daily double is 7. Game 2 concludes that double. No scratch in game number 2. Post time in 6 minutes for game 2 singles with spectacular 7 scoring. Game 2, last call for the second game. Second game is Sengo, spectacular 7 scoring with Delpeche in post 1, serving to Vicente. In post number 2, all points are doubled after round 1. This game is underway. First point to 2. Ahmed's post 3 in the white. Three grabs the point. Out of board in the green to post 4. Nice grab by Laborde to the 9 line. Point to 4. Now Tombor in post 5. Two out to Bote attempt. Tombor is going to get it from the wood, drop it a Hada. The board was in the neighborhood, but can't quite get there. Point to 5. Now a tie in the gold, post 6. Point 6. Oyenar, post 7. The ball's too high, it's out of play, point to 6. Garcia, purple at post 8, concluding round 1. Garcia on his bicycle, able to get to the bote off, but Tyne's got some open court. That's going to come out. Saved by Garcia, a Tyne this time. This is going to come out. And that will be good and wins. Point to the 8. Double point round beginning with Del Pesh returning in post 1. Point 1. Vicente returns in post number 2. Big bounce for Del Pesh, point to 1. Now Ametz in post 3. 1-1. Del Pash with a possible game point. In post 1, this is Laborde. In post 4, possible game point for the 1. That is too high and out of play. Double pointing game to post number 1. Coming in second, post 6. Now a 5-way playoff for the show position with 5 serving the 8 to get underway. First to 7 will finish third. It goes out of play, point to 5. Post 2, Biscayne. Point at 5, Tombor now has a possible show point at post 5. Here's a Mets in post 3. Possible show point for the 5. Tombor able to get there. 2-1 return, point and show to the 5. Second game today, won by Del Pash out of the 1 post. A tie second to post 6. Tombor third to post number 5. And the numbers say a 1-6 exacta for $331. A 1-6 Quinella, $49.40. 1-6-5 $2 try, $993.60. And the daily double for $2, 7-1, $198. Game 3 is the beginning of the pick 3. We have 2 of those. Here's obviously the first one. And we do have changes in pick 3 games. Starting with this third game in post number 3, he's out there practicing right now. Number 12, Olderon, taking the place of Celaya. Celaya not playing today or tonight. Olderon and Gorka, the team now in the 3 post, and the official front court substitute becomes number 15, Javier. In game 4, the second game in the pick 3, we do have post 7 with the scratch, Celaya out, and number 57, Tombor in. It'll be Tombor and Eki, game 4, post number 7, and the game 4 substitute is Garcia. There is no change to make in game number 5, so you're covered for the pick 3 the first time around. Post time, 6 minutes for game 3. And the superfecta, as game 3 is a spectacular 9 doubles game. We're approaching last call for betting on game number 3, and a reminder in post number 3 to scratch Celaya and replace him with number 12, Oleron. Oleron and Gorka, the team in post number 3. Under a minute to go till we get ready for game 3, spectacular 9 doubles. It's third game, spectacular 9 doubles. The beginning of the early pick 3. Tom board at time, post 1. They're serving to Garcia and Argoitia in post number 2. There's the serve, the game is on. Tom Bohr saves it. And a remate winner for Garcia, point to 2. Post number 3, Oleron and Gorka. Oleron subbing for Celaya. That's over. Point to 3. Aura and Oyenard at post number 4. back out. They're below there, point of 4. Johan and Eki in the black shirts, post number 5. Point of 4. Now the team in the gold, it's Mets with Del Rio, post 6. Kostanov off the serve by Amets. That was a tough save, point to 6. Now post 7, Libois Laborde. That is an overserve, point to the 7. Now in post number 8, Vicente and Delpeche complete round 1. Laborde's going to have to hustle. He does. And Delpeche in the corner with a catch. Nicely done there by Vicente. Hooked just a bit. Vicente aiming that to the mate. Libois comes firing back, and a fine shot from the wood. By Libois. Point to 7. Points are doubled in this 9-point game. Now here's Tom Bourne at time, returning in the 1 post. Tie with a corner catch. Bob moves in, and it's going to be point to the 1. Now post twos, Garcia and Arguitia. On the wood, point two. Oleron, Gorka, post three. Went to three. Now here is the 5, Johan Wadecki. Good grab by Eki off the wall. Wilbote here for Oleron. Went to three. Three will serve to post number 4. This is a raw and in the backcourt, Oyonard. And killed off the serve by Aron for the 4. Here's a Madsen Del Rio on post 6. Went to 4. The 8, Vicente with Del Pesh. Four scores and has possible game point. Aron and Oyonard with a possible game point of the 4 post. Here's LeBron Laborde at post number 7. Possible game point for post 4. Good luck. Party game to the 4, 3 second, 2/3, but we still have the quad to settle. One will serve 7 for that. Quad goes to the 1. Game 3 results. The winners are Raw and Oyenard at post 4, Oleron and Gorka second post 3, Garcia Arguetia third at post 2, Tombor and Atine taking the quad in post number 1. Exacta 4-3, 63.80, 3-4 Quinella, 40-40, 4-3-2, $2 try, 262, and a $1 super, 4-3-2-1, $498. It's $49.80 for 10 cents. First number in the pick 3 is 4. Game 4 does have a scratch in it in post number 7. You can take out Celaya and put in number 57, Tombor. It'll be Tombor and Eki in the 7th post in game number 4. And the new sub is Garcia. Our broadcast today is brought to you by Better Care of Broward Medical Center. They speak English, Spanish, and French, accept all insurance, and welcome walk-ins. Visit their primary and family practice at 599 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Better Care of Broward, your local choice for all your medical needs. Uniforms today are proudly sponsored by IGT and Everead, together built to win. Champions Corner over by the back wall is sponsored by Dolphin Jewelers. Treat yourself or someone special with jewelry from Dolphin Jewelers right down the street at 52 North Federal Highway in Dania Beach. They buy, sell, repair, and trade all types of jewelry, even custom designs. Mention High Life for an extra special discount at Dolphin Jewelers. Our media coverage is powered by TPI, driven to connect. And for our friends and fans in Connecticut, place your highlight wagers at mywinners.com, the #1 betting outlet in the state of Connecticut. Mywinners.com is where Connecticut bets on highlight. Now it's easier than ever because MyWinners has a mobile app on the App Store for iOS. You can place your bets that way, or there's always on your laptop or iPad at app.mywinners.com. Don't forget a Champions Corner, by the way, some cool Dania Highline merch, in addition to the ability to order some food from the grill without having to stand in line there to wait for it, and also pick up some tchotchkes and little snacks and drinks at Champions Corner. 6 minutes till game number 4.
Like the grass that grows, like the leaves that fall, like the moon that glows, like the light that shines, like the home and heart, like the fire in our as the gleams. You ever grow and need to know, I know what's meant for me. There's an open star where you are, but I follow. I know there's a place for me. I know there's a place for me. Like the words you wish you'd always said, like a hummingbird hanging in the air, like a preacher in his parapet. The winner as he starts his race, my father looking down on me. How I'm everything that I'll ever need. How I'm everything that I'll ever need. How I'm everything that I'll ever need. Is love wrong? Or you could build a wall and show the world who you are.
Last call for the fourth game, and a reminder of the scratch in post number 7. The front quarter now is number 57, Tom Bohr. It's Tom Bohr and Eki in the 7 post in game number 4, with Celaya out today in the night. They salute the players of game number 4, Spectacular 7 doubles. Johan and Gorka paired at post number 1. Shanika and Oyard are in the 2. All points will double after the opening round. game is on. Big right side winner from Gorka, point to 1. Now post 3 in the white shirts, Oleron and Arguitia. Put to 1. Green shirts, post 4, Amets Delpeche. Over the top on that right side, point to 1. Now the 5, Javier and Donnell. One scores. In the gold, it's Libois with Campendegui, post number 6. One bouncing good for the 1. Substituting for Celaya, Tombor in the front court for post 7. Eki is partner in the back. Saved by Tombor, and Gorka will handle it. That's Eki in the back. Great catch. Scooped up, Johan. Heavy duty Pika, point to 1. Possible game point for Johan and Gorka in the 1 post. This is Aram and Del Rio in post number 8. Possible game point for the 1. Inside placement. And Gorka saw that coming. He rips the right side. Oh, a nice grab by Del Rio. Johan just firing missiles right now. Johan. Costado, will it come out? Yeah, it does, but that Bote will fall short. Oh, brother. 7 in a row for Johan and Gorka to win the game for post number 1. Playing out a 6 for place and show. 2 will serve 3 to start the playoff. Point to 2. Here's the 4. Point 2. Possible place point for post number 2. Here is the 4, Javier and Donnell. 2 with a possible place point. Costado by Javier. Point to 5. Here's the 6, Lipois and Campendegui. And a juggle was ruled, point to 6. Here's the 7, Tambor with Eki. Excellent placement by Tambor, point to 7. Now the 8, Aran and Del Rio. That ball floats out of bounds. 8 is on the board. Now here's post 3 returning. That'll be Oleron and Arguitia. Oleron back. Devote gets away, point to the 8. Possible place point for post 8. Here's the 4. Ramate got by him, point to 4. Now back with a possible place point. Here's the 2, Chanika and Oyardi. 2 with a possible place point. That will be point and place to post number 2, coming in third, the 8. On top in game number 4, Johanna Gorka with 7 straight points out of post 1. Coming in second, the 2, Chanika and Oyardi. Post 8, Aran and Del Rio took the show position. Exacto 1-2, 39.20. Quinella 1-2, 15.40. 128, $2 try, 235 and 80 cents. And the second number in the pick 3 is 1. No scratch in game number 5, no scratch. We do have Spectacular 7 singles coming up in 6 minutes for game number 5. Good luck. Coming to Dania Beach High Live, starting in February 14th, 15th, really February 15th is the week the Biscayne Cup begins in earnest. The Biscayne Cup, you take a look at the winner of all that last night. The winner in very impressive fashion was Tambor and Argoitia in the Dania Beach Invitational. We haven't got a final date for the championship or the third place game yet, in part because of this, the Biscayne Cup. And you have Sunday, February 15th, and President's Day. We are again open on a holiday, and we have nothing but singles on those 2 days. 5 of our 9 singles games will feature the Superfecta, and they'll begin at 1 o'clock. Then the Biscayne Cup begins on Tuesday, February 17th. We'll have our 1 o'clock matinee as normal. But then note the start time, 6 p.m. on Tuesday, and the final 4 games will be the Biscayne Cup. Those will be partidos where win betting is available. Wednesday, February 18th, only partidos. The Biscayne Cup, 6 o'clock Wednesday, win betting available on those partidos. That's Wednesday, February 18th. We will be open starting at 6. Thursday, the 19th. Normal performance for the first 9 games, then games 10 through 13, Biscayne Cup. And also starting at 6 o'clock Friday, same thing as Thursday. We start at 6, play our normal 9, and then 10 through 13 will be the Biscayne Cup. Saturday, February 21st, 1 o'clock matinee, and then a 7 o'clock night performance with the Biscayne Cup Championship. The games 11 and 10, the final 2 teams. And got to win twice. If there's a tie after the first 2 sets, then there'll be a 5-point tiebreaker. First to 5 will win the title, and that goes for all the games. And then Sunday, the 22nd, we wind down a little bit with some more singles all day on Sunday, February 22. Last call for betting on game number 5. Last call. Game 5 singles, spectacular 7 scoring. Oyonard has the ball first, serving in post 1 to Delpeche, who's in post number 2. All points will be doubling after the first round of play. This is a 7-point game. And the game is underway. Point of one. It's Garcia, the white shirt, post number 3. Big right side by Garcia works its way around the room. It's going to be thrown back in by Oyenard. Garcia's going to get there in time. He'll try again to overpower him. And a great rebote save by Oyenard. Garcia this time. Same idea. Perfect shot. Chick check. Point 3. Now a tie in post number 4 is green shirt. Tyne throws a winner, point to 4. This is Biscayne, post 5, black shirt. Strong right side from Matinee, going to come out for Vicente Rebote. He's able to make it. Point to 5. Laborde, post 6 in the gold. Great throw by Laborde along the left side, point to the 6. Now post 7, it's Tambor. And Tambor puts that remate in the right spot, point to 7. Here is Amets in the 8. Tejada comes up just a touch short, point to post 8. Now each player has played a turn. We double the point value. Here's Del Pesce, the 2 post. Everybody has scored. Del Pesce gets the point at post 2. Now Oyenard back in post number 1. That's 2 points for the 1. Now post 3, Garcia. Very difficult save by Oyenard. Garcia to make him work. Oyenard willing to put in the work. This time this may not come out, but it did just enough for an unbelievable save. Garcia's got to scramble to get to that one. He'll try around the world. Are you kidding? He saved it again. All right. What else you got? Garcia plays it patiently. This one, no. Great, tremendous effort by Oyenard. 3 will get the double point. This is the tie in post 4. Three scores, possible game point for Garcia in post 3. Here's Biscayne in post 5. Sente from right by the screen. Garcia perfectly positioned. Hammers that right side. Garcia in again. And he has had to throw a lot of right sides, maybe one more. That one's high. Biscayne now has control and point of 5. Laborde at post 6. 5. Biscayne with a possible game point at post 5. Here's Tombor at post 7. That's going to be a winning right side for Biscayne. Point of the game to the 5, 3 second, 1/3. Game 5, post 5. Biscayne the winner. Garcia second, post 3. Oyenard third in post number 1. The numbers say it's a 5-3 exactor yielding $64, 3-5 Quinella, $27.40, 5-3-1 $2 try, $217.40, and the $2 pick 3 of 415 is $185 and 80 cents. Game 6 starts the pick 4, and we do have scratches in the pick 4. In game number 5, scratch post number 5. Post 5 in this game 6, and Biscayne will take his place. Biscayne doesn't even have to change shirts. He stays in the 5 post, with Tombor the official substitute for game number 6. In game 8, scratch Celaya from post 4, and Johan will take his place. It'll be Johan and Ken Pandegi in the 4 post in game number 8, and the game 8 front court substitute is Aron. Those are the changes you have to worry about for games 6 and 8, all part of the pick 4, which kicks off in 7 minutes. Well, good afternoon, everybody. Benny Bueno, Dave Lamont here with you at the Palace, as we used to call it, and still is. And
beautiful Saturday afternoon here in sunny South Florida.
It is sunny South Florida.
Is it cold in the rest of the country? 'Cause I know they were having some issues up north.
I haven't been paying attention.
Yeah,
I was out west and I didn't really look. I would assume the folks in Connecticut are still running their fireplaces if they need to.
Yeah, the most I do is just open the back door and walk out into my patio, and then that's pretty much all I know about the weather. How you doing today? You
okay.
All right?
Yeah. Everything's fine.
Yeah, I was sitting in my office, and I was I'm getting everybody licensed for the Biscayne Cup and doing a whole bunch of stuff there, but I thought I'd come up and sit with you in case somebody was not paying attention last night or needs to take another screenshot of the of the awesome Biscayne Cup schedule. And, so I thought we'd recap a little bit of what we spoke yesterday.
I'd like to recap with the Partido also.
Oh, yeah.
I thought while Garcia and Atine were not at their best, I thought Tombor and Argoitia were.
Yeah. They're a tough team. I was just in the locker room back there talking about Tombor, and for me, what I would say peak age was probably 36. Somewhere between 28 and 38, I really got like the hang of it, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm running out of time here, but finally I got the hang of it. When you're young, you're just not mature out there, and I think that's kind of. I'm not saying that that's their problem, but that is a problem kind of across the board here, with the exception of the 3 or 4 guys that are in their 30s.
Garcia got frustrated last night. And, we got to be honest, Atine didn't have a great start. He made some mistakes. He dropped a few balls. Some were easy, some were not. And then you could see Garcia get frustrated. There was one point he kind of threw his arms up, and and then he started to press a little bit. But the other, but I go back to that's one thing for sure. They were not at their best, but I just thought that, and it's so interesting. This is the old and young team. This is Argoitia, the teenager, and Tombor is approaching 40. Their communication is excellent.
Yes.
And their positioning, once again, I've talked about it before, but both of them last night, you really got a good look at it since we were playing a long game.
at how smart they are and how they know where to be.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of things about playing a long match like this. You have to move as a unit, and you have to, if you, as a back quarter, if you see your front quarter moving up, you move up. If he moves back, you move back. If he, you kind of cover ground so to make the holes on the court smaller. And the other thing is that you can't try to do too much, and I think that's what happened with the red team, is that once they were down a few points, they tried to do more than they really should. Like the front quarter should let the back quarter play, and the back quarter should let the front quarter play. And I think that was the difference that you saw the blue team doing that.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. I hadn't thought of it quite that way. The other thing I noticed is that, and I may be wrong, I might be slightly off on one point here, but I don't think they made a bad decision as to when to let the ball come out.
Right.
Now, one or two throws forced Tombor into making a tough save. That's going to happen. But it seemed like Argoitia caught what he was supposed to catch and let go what he was supposed to let go, and Tombor loving his rebote and having so much confidence in his rebote. That was the other thing that really stood out. That's what I talked about communication. They just made the right decisions.
Yeah. Now, what do you think? What do you see looking forward? Because now we know who's playing for third and fourth.
Yeah.
Vicente and ORD will be going against Garcia and Atine.
Well, if we see the Johan and Gorka that played game 4, it's over.
Okay, I didn't watch game 4.
Oh Lord, it was just it was like watching a wildfire.
Yeah,
and it wasn't anything to do with like guys making dumb shots or dropping easy balls. They just floored them.
Yeah. They play at a very intense level. Like
yes, they do.
They do play very intense, and then I think that why they've been so successful is because their opponents have a hard time matching the intensity. Not so much the game.
Not going to be a problem in this partido, though.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I think this is, even though this is 1 versus 3, I think this is the best possible outcome.
Yeah.
Because Tombor and Argoitia have shown now after a couple of partidos they work well together. Obviously, we know about the brothers. So that's not going to be an issue. And you're never going to get an ounce of quit out of any of these 4 guys. And we know about Tombor, especially. That's why the fans love him here, because you get your money's worth.
They call him scrappy.
If you put $2 on that cat, you're going to get your $2 worth. You may not win, you may not cash, but you're not going to feel like Tombor cheated you out of the money because he will play. And so now he raised the stakes to this championship, and I can't even imagine, can Johan and Gorka just be too good, or I really think they'll get a fight. I still like them to win.
Yeah.
But they'll get a fight.
Well, here they've played pretty flawless, Johan and Gorka. But I've seen them play in other times where they've had a little bit of either confusion on the court between the two, or just a couple of mistakes back to back and gotten themselves in trouble. So anything's possible. I mean, we saw last night that the red team didn't play like they did in their first partido.
No,
had they played like they did in the first partido, it would have been a totally different outcome. I don't know if they would have gone ahead and won.
It would have been a war,
but it would have been much closer than it was.
100%.
So what else you got? What else
well,
is
let's
going
do.
on
We only got a minute. I'm glad we talked about that. So I don't know what your day is like if you can afford to wait and go over the Biscayne Cup schedule after this game.
Yeah, I can wait.
Because this game could take a while, as we both well know.
Yeah, well, I could probably finish half of the things I have to do in a 9-point game. No, I got a couple of things I have to do, but I do want to come back up and
Last
just
call
make
betting
sure.
for Game 6. Last call.
I do want to make sure that everybody that is, the viewing audience knows that of the changes. I'm going to say something, and again, I'm not the kind of guy to beg or add pressure to anybody, but it is really important to me, representing everybody else, that this Biscayne Cup tournament is well attended. I know you have the luxury to watch it on YouTube, and I know that there's a lot of people that are far away and cannot make it here. But if you're in the area, or if you're in Miami, or if you're even, coming down from Palm Beach, please try to attend live, because that's what's going to make the production better. That's what's going to make the atmosphere better, and that's what's going to make the tournament better. And we don't want to give anybody any reason to call it the last one.
And especially the night, the Wednesday night, which is not normally our night. It used to be, but it's not, at least not this season.
Yeah.
And that's only partidos, and we have 4 games of it. So it won't be a quick night. It won't be like, I'm only there for an hour. It's not going to be like that at all. And you can bet on it, just win betting, so it couldn't be any simpler.
Right.
And that's, to me, that's a key night for the tournament and for the attendance. It would be really great to have a good crowd on Wednesday.
Well, we're talking back and forth, and we're estimating that between both matches, it's going to probably be upwards of 3 hours, maybe a little bit more. So the nights that we play a performance and we finish at 10:15, it's going to go well into 1 o'clock. If
were they going to pay for a hotel room for me across the street?
I mean, we have some couches in the players' lounge if you want to
I was
join
afraid
me.
you were going to say
So
that.
probably,
that's what I
I'm not
thought.
driving 50 miles at 1:30 in the morning, even though I've done it before. Anyways, that's all we got for now. But
Okay.
the lines are short. We're going to go ahead and get this game started because these guys want to go home and eat.
Okay, yeah.
But I'll stick around. I'll stick around.
Okay, very good.
Yeah,
So
we'll
all
talk
right.
a little bit more in a few minutes.
Bye.
This is Game 6, spectacular 9 doubles at the beginning of the pick 4. Libois and Argoitia are paired at post 1. Aran and Gorka, they're in post number 2. All points will be doubling, and this is a 9-point game. Those points will double after the first round. Point 2 on Aran, starting the game. Chanika and Eki, post 3. Point to 2. Now post 4, Javier and Donnell. Point 2. Vicente and Oyardi in post number 5. Vicente subbing for Celaya. Point post 5. Garcia Oyenard, post 6. Point 6. The 7 team, Johan with Del Rio. Point to 7. Now post 8, Olaran and Ken Pendegi completing round 1. Ripped to the outside by Johan, point to 7. Here's Libuan Argoitian, post number 1 as the points are doubled. Overserve, point to 1. Janika Eki, post 3. Point to 1. Javier and Danel, post number 4. Point to 1. Post 2, Raw and Gorka. Inside placement off a tough catch by Oran. Point to 2. Vicente Oyard, post number 5. Two for 2. Possible game point for Iran Gorka in post number 2. Here's Garcia with Oyonard in post 6. 2 with a possible game point. Double pointing game to post number 2, coming in second the 1, coming in third the 7. The quad has 5 serving 6. Five finishes 4th. Game 6 is the 2. Iran Gorka on top. Liban Argoitia second at post 1, third at post 7. Johan with Del Rio. Vicente and Oyard took the quad at post number 5. The 10-cent superfecta pays $33.61. The dollar pays $336.10. The exacta price will be up in a moment. There it is, 2-1, 55.80, 1-2 Quinella, 20.60, 2-1-7, $2 try, 149.20. So the first number in the pick 4, 2, game 3 is here. Excuse me. Pick 3, game 7. And the only thing you have to do in game 7 if you want is take Celaya out of the substitute position in the front court, and Libois will play the sub role in game number 7. No changes in post 1 through 8, but if we need a front quarter, it would be Libois. You can take Celaya out of post 4 in game number 8. It'll be Johan and Pendeggi in game 8. Post 4, there's no change in game number 9. Post time in 7 for game 7.
All right, getting my numbers mixed up, but that's not unusual, as Tom Jones once said.
Music playing in the background?
Not for long.
Not that
The answer to that question is yes,
Yeah.
but not for long is also my answer.
And it's funny, I said, hey, let's talk about music next time. Forget about
That should have been an intro.
I do want to say a quick story, though. I'll try to just condense it because, listen, we've been seeing Dr. Selznick, which is, as you may or may not know,
I do
is
know.
the doctor for the Miami Heat, and he's also the doctor for Inter Miami now. And he does some NFL stuff, but not, just sporadically. But, I've been seeing him since he was an intern with Dr. Virgin back in the early 80s.
Dr. Virgin, hey, cutting on the 50-yard line.
I couldn't talk over that. I had to let the people enjoy it.
Dr. Virgin. Anyway, go ahead, please.
So Dr. Selznick's been my doctor since I was a teenager, and he's a great guy. He really is a good guy, and he loves us. Highlight was like one of his first sports, and then he got into all these other real professional sports.
He's done rather well for himself.
But he still has a soft spot in his heart. So
Good for Harlem.
yesterday, not yesterday, I think it was, what was the day? What was yesterday?
Yesterday was Friday.
Yesterday was Friday. Thursday, when Celaya told me, hey, I don't know, I might want to see a doctor, and, this is, because you saw the picture. It was
God.
It was
gross.
alarming. So I sent I sent a message to his assistant, to Dr. Selznick's assistant. We usually see the PA because she's really good too, and she takes care of us good. But so they reply to me at like 8 in the morning and say, hey, look, just have him ice it down and stay off of it and blah, blah, blah. No need for him to come to the doctor. So I said, all right, no problem. So I let Celaya know. A little while later, I get another one, a phone call actually from the office, and it says Dr. Selznick would like to see him at 1 o'clock if that's possible. So I said, yeah, okay, so that's fine. So she told me, she goes, have him be here at 1 o'clock because he's got to fly to Boston for the Heat game tonight, and he's going to stop in just to see him at 1 o'clock. So sure enough, he drove in. He saw him at 1 o'clock. He called me like at 1:45 after he saw him, and he told me that, they gave me the instructions for him. And he also said that I'm heading out to get on the jet to go to Boston to watch the game. So I thought that was really nice that he took an hour out of his day to see one of our players. So.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's flying with the team.
No, the team was already there. He's flying probably
he's flying commercially? Is he flying on his own?
He's flying private. He's probably flying with the owner.
Well, I don't know, because there was a time, and I don't know if it's still true or not, after Pat Riley came in, that the announcers flew on their own. Yeah. They did not fly with the team.
Well, I do know from conversation I had before that he flies with he travels with the team.
That's what I figured.
I'm sure 100% he's not flying commercially, but I don't know if he's flying on the team plane or he's flying on another plane with coaches and other stuff.
I would think that he would be with the team plane unless he had other arrangements for certain games. Maybe he had things to do,
or if he had to see a highlight player or something.
Right. And I honestly, it's been so long, and I actually just saw Eric Reed a few weeks ago. I didn't think to ask him. It didn't really matter if the broadcasters are allowed on the team plane now. Yeah. Maybe even on back-to-backs. I think they did it on back-to-backs. They didn't have to worry about going commercially. But they did have to go.
He was flying out yesterday at 3 o'clock. My assumption is that the team must have left the night before
they were there
earlier. I don't think they left Miami that late for a 7 p.m. game.
No, and I don't know if that was just if they – I admit I haven't paid that much attention to know if they were someplace else before. But if he's flying at 3, what, are they giving him a police escort to the arena?
Yeah, he was going straight to the game, he told me.
I know.
Yeah, he's going
Dang,
straight to the
that's a 3+ hour flight.
Yeah, well, I'm sure yeah, maybe. I don't know. The Heat, I didn't see the game, but my grandson told me they lost by 1 point.
They blew a big lead.
It was an excellent game, he said. So
every once in a while on my phone I get score updates, so I'll look and I'll see something flash up real quick, and then I go, oh, okay. And then they're kicking their butt. And then I looked later, right about Partito time, and oops.
So what's going on in the music world? We're talking about Joe Jackson. I wanted to say I'm very excited that Rush is coming to town this year.
I have not gotten that ticket yet. I don't know if I can.
I don't know if I can afford the $750, man.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
The tickets are crazy, man, to sit in the nosebleed.
And they're playing at the Hard Rock, too, which I thought they might play the arena, which means the prices probably would have been a little bit smaller, but they're playing at Hard Rock Live, which is half the size of the Amerant Bank Arena or the whatever they call the Heat's Arena these days.
Yeah, and the seats it sounds great in there, but the seats are far. Triumph is also coming to town.
I just saw
great
that.
Canadian band.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good shows
hello
coming.
to Guess Who, March 1st, baby.
You got
their
your tickets
only
for that
U.S. date for Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings.
All right.
And they're throwing in a couple of BTO songs for guys like me who grew up on Randy Bachman, one of my absolute musical idols.
Yeah.
So I'm really psyched about that. I actually had tickets with my family to see Nate Bargage, the comedian, at the Amerant Bank Arena the same night. My friend Paul says, hey, March 1st, Guess Who with these guys, the real people. And I went, oh, I'm going.
Yeah.
So no Nate Bargage for me. I'll catch him another time.
Yeah. Men at Work's coming too.
Yeah, and that's tempting because Colin Hay's the only guy left.
Yeah.
But it's Colin frickin' Hay.
He's great, man.
He is great.
I went on a deep dive on YouTube the other day and just
Last call, game 7.
saw him doing a bunch of acoustic stuff, and he is, man. He still got it.
He
still got it.
Just saw him in May of 25 singing with Ringo Starr's band, and they do Men at Work stuff, and that voice hasn't changed.
Yeah.
It's very
I also
tempting.
saw that you remember April Wine?
Yeah. Never saw him, but I know the name. Absolutely.
They got a couple of good songs that are really good. I think they're coming with Triumph. I think that's who they're
That
coming
makes
with.
sense. That's a Canadian doubleheader right
they're
there.
coming. They're coming here soon. Yeah, a lot of good music coming up, and after the season, it's going to be. There's a couple this month.
There's
I can't remember
Toto's
off the top of
coming
my
back.
head.
I think Toto's doing another one of those shows with a couple of other classic rock bands. I think they're coming back. Dave Matthews Band is coming end of May, I think, this year. Probably doing the outdoor thing up in Palm Beach, which is not my favorite place to see a show.
You know what? I didn't stay here to talk about music. I just remembered that. I stayed here because we were going to talk about the Biscayne Cup or something. Anyways, we'll do it after this game, and I'll mention the teams again because some of the people in the audience told me they didn't hear it. They weren't here last night, and so we'll mention the teams again so everybody is locked in on who's playing in the Biscayne Cup. We're ready to go, Dave. Let's do it.
Game 7, spectacular 7 doubles. Mets and Ken Pandeggi serving in post number 1. Tom Bordenell in the blue, post number 2. All points doubling after the opening round, this being a game of 7 points. And starting the pick 3. Here's the serve. The game is on. The Tejada is going to be a winner for point number 2. Here's the 3, Johan and Oyardi. Three scores, post 4, Chanika and Eki. Great save to keep the point alive. Sidearm carom is going to be caught and returned by Chanika. A lot of spin, but a great grab by Oyardi. And a very smart throw, but Eki is right on top of it. Oyardi hanging in tough. Johan, big right side. That's going to be hard to save. It's not going to be saved. Point to 3. A wrong and a tie in post number 5 of the black shirts. Point to 5, now in the goal, post number 6, Vicente and Del Pesh. Point to 5. Brown shirts post 7, all around, and Arguitia. That is out of play along the scoreboard, point to 5. Now post number 8, Javier on the board concluding round 1. That's tipped and a point to post number 5. 5 will turn the corner, serving to the 1, Ahmedson Kanpandegi. Tejada got it up a little high, and Aral will get there in time. And it gets a quick release out there, and it's going to be another point for the 5. They've got possible game point. This is Tom Bordenell in post 2, possible game point for the 5. Tambor scoop, Tambor remate, Tambor. Point 2. Here's Janika Anecki, post number 4. Tambor with a winning rebote, point to the 2. 2 with a possible game point now. Here's the 3, Johan at OERD. Tambor to the floor, rebote inside. OERD fine grab off a good rebote. Danell backing up, makes the grab. Danell, that's a fine grab. Danell with a Bote Carrito catch, looking to get it past Johan, can't do it. Johan's gonna go outside, that's gonna be hard to beat that one, point to 3. Now the 6, Vicente and Del Pesh. Scooped up by Del Pesh. Pesh trying to go over the top. Johann's got it. Nice catch again there by Del Pesh. Del Pesh with a great catch. That's going to be point to the 3. Possible game point for Johann and OERD in post 3. Olaran and Argoitia post 7. Over serve, point 7. Javier on the board in the 8 post. Couple of points for the 8. Here's the 1 team, Mets with Campendeghi. Point 8. Possible game point for the 5 team. A raw and a tie. 8 will serve. 5 has the possible game point. That check down, point on game, post 5, 3 second, 2/3. Game 7, a raw time. The winners in post 5, 3 second, Johann and OERD, 2/3, Tambor and Donnell. 5-3 Exacta, 45-60, 3-5 Quinella, 15-20, 5-3-2, $2 try, 143.80. The first half of the late daily double is a 5. We conclude the afternoon in a couple of games. We haven't gotten the daily double. That's my fault, folks, looking at the wrong page. That's the first number in the pick 3. Now the daily double. And we do have a scratch in this 8th game. In post number 4, scratch Celaya and put in Johann. Johann with Campendeghi will be the official team in post number 4. This game does start the late daily double, and there is no scratch in the 9th game. 7 minutes to post for game 8.
Yes, we're still here. Well, of course we're still here, but we're still here.
They just heard you speaking.
Yeah,
I'm
they
still
just heard
here.
me get game 7 and 8 mixed up.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at the game 8 program and thinking, wow, game 8 just finished. We are early today. But obviously
we
not
will
the
finish
case.
early today. I just got a text message from a friend of mine that said that I didn't give enough information on Celaya, that People want to know what's the
What do
story
you want?
with
Do you
him.
want the picture on the internet?
It'll go viral, man. People will be like, "Oh wow, look at his
Yeesh.
kneecap." Anyway, the doctor says that normal people, would probably be out 2 to 4 weeks with what he has, but that he is extraordinary in his young, ripe age, and he may bounce back a little sooner. So we're going to take him out of Tuesday's program, and we're going to give it a shot for Thursday. So he'll be in Thursday night's program, which I can't make yet because I don't know what's going to happen Monday.
Good point.
So
Oh,
stay
yeah,
tuned.
right.
Stay
yeah.
tuned for that, which is good. That lightens up my day today because usually I do Thursday and Friday. On Sunday, I prepare everything on Saturday. But that's the story with him. And what were we going to talk about? The Biscayne Cup? The players.
Yes, you
I
were
wanted
going
to
to
yeah,
repeat
somebody
to those
wanted to
who
know
missed
who
it.
the
I actually
players
left that
were.
list up there because a buddy of mine texted me, and I haven't gotten back to him yet, but he wanted to know who was playing, so he missed the announcement, and he's a huge highlight fan. So,
Yeah.
please go right
So
ahead.
imagine if the huge highlight fans missed it. Imagine everybody else, right? All right. So coming from the Basque Country, there'll be right now. Let's just say there's 8 players. We already know Barandica's hurt. He's coming, but he's not playing. So it'll be in the front court: Aritz, Uresti, Laduc, and then Barandica. They may bring a sub for him. Undetermined at the moment. And then we have in the backcourt, we have Lopez, we have Ibaraluzea, we have Leke, and then we have whatever team from Dania either wins the final if it's this Friday night, or if we have to reschedule our final.
Did you say Basque? Is he coming?
Yeah, Basque.
You said
T-Basque.
that, okay.
I call him T-Basque. It's
Oh,
Theobald.
okay.
Theobald.
So, and you said, wait,
Theobald.
now something else. You, the front quarters again, Aritz, Uresti.
Aritz, Uresti, Laduc.
When did
and
Laduc switch?
Laduc, we're talking about Laduc, the blonde kid that played here the first season.
Yeah, I thought he was a back quarter.
No, he's a front quarter.
I'll
a
be
very
darned.
good one as that. He's
Okay.
He was very
Then
exciting.
who
We
am
were
I
very disappointed he
confusing
didn't come
him?
back. But those will be the front quarters, and then in the back court, Lopez, Basque, Ibaraluzea, Leke, and then the team from Dania. Again, it's going to be one team from Dania, to be determined. And then a team from the World Highlight League, which I mentioned yesterday, which is, I think, who everybody's the most excited about because everybody was trying to guess. They see me walking in the building, and then they'll say names, like, is it Goicheri? Is it Manu?
I think it's the right guy myself in the front court.
And the team from the World Highlight League is going to be Zuleika and Ubilla because they won the World Super Court, and they were representing Team USA. So they'll be playing representing WJL or WAJL. And those are your teams. So I guess the only thing we have to sit back and wait is to see if who's going to play for Dania and who's going to play for Barandica as a substitute. It might be somebody coming from over there, or it might be somebody from this roster, which is what I had suggested.
Cool. All right. Now I think we are caught up.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. You want to run down the dates again in case somebody can't kind of tuned in late?
Yeah, I know they're listening downstairs. We can put the graphic up if you all don't mind. And there it comes. No, not that
that's
one.
the wrong
That's
graphic.
the changes from Friday night. The Biscayne Cup graphic, Bingo Bango Bongo. Sunday, February 15th and President's Day the 16th. Not Biscayne Cup related, but it's super singles for both those days. Those are 9 games of singles. And apparently, if you like Iran, boy, are you going to love that week.
Yeah. Double A Ron. He wants to play every day. He's already put in his request.
You're going to get more Iran than his mom and dad ever got. Then on Tuesday, February 17th, when we knuckle down, or as they would say in Pittsburgh, knuckle down, and get you ready for a 1 o'clock matinee. It's going to be a good old-fashioned, normal 9-game matinee, but nothing gets normal at 6 o'clock because that's when the Biscayne Cup starts following Game 9. Please note, number one, that it's a 6 p.m. start time, and then note that the Biscayne Cup matchups will be games 10 through 13. Wednesday, February 18th is exclusive Biscayne Cup action. 4 games, maybe even a couple of short tiebreakers thrown in, and that's on the 18th. The 19th, again, 6 o'clock, normal 1 through 9 games, then Biscayne Cup. Then February 20th, normal 1 through 9, Biscayne Cup, and that'll send us to the finals. Saturday, February 21st, 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. We're back to normal. and 9 games of Quinella Highlight, and then the finale of the Biscayne Cup will be games 10 and 11, and maybe 11 and a half if necessary, to break the tie. And then we're going to kind of ramp down. We just can't go cold turkey.
No.
We've got to go through a little bit of highlight rehab with another Super Singles on February 22nd before we take the 23rd off, and that actually starts the final week of this 25-26 season. So we'll put that graphic up a bunch. If maybe the next time you see, you want to take a picture of it, so you got it in your phone, so you know how to plan. But yeah, I'm quite excited about this myself. It'll be fun to see Zuleika back in the building and Ubia back in the building again.
They were here this morning. You missed it.
Well, yeah, I did.
They were practicing. They were practicing with some of my old favorites, man. All the guys that come here, played for us here. Gocheri was here this morning.
Game 8 last call. Game 8 last call. Reminder that you have Johan in post 4 replacing Ken Pendeghi.
Because they always bring sparring partners when they come and play. So, it was Zuleika and Ubia. Today they brought Gocheri and Amigorena, which Amigorena played for me many years. I love the kid. And my son, Christopher Bueno, actually came and threw some balls with them this morning. So, yeah, it was a good practice. It was fun to watch. And that's a whole. Am I the only one that thinks that's a whole lot of highlight that week, or does anybody else feel that way?
You're not.
And I don't know, man, because they're going to have to approve overtime. All of my employees are going overtime that week, man, for sure.
The game without a clock.
You're already closed without it. But anyways, all right, guys, that's it for me. Saturday afternoon. Enjoy the rest of the games. Enjoy the show tonight. I'm going to go sit at my assigned seat and get some work done. And Dave has his finger on the march. 3, 2, 1.
It's time for Game 8. It is spectacular 7 scoring. Olaran Del Rio in post number 1. Javier Natine in post number 2. Olaran will serve it. This game is not played to 21 points as it says in your program. It's good old 7, and it starts the daily double. Cortada, and hauled in by Javier. Point to 1. Vicente and Oyenard, post number 3. Inside placement, and that's going to be point to post number 3. Johanna Campendeghi in the 4-post. Johan filling in for Celaya. And Pendeghi hanging tough at the back wall. Three scores. Here's post 5. Lebois, Laborde. He got it in time. Great release by Vicente. Oyenard sweeps it back into the field of play. Out of play, point to the 3. Janika and Donnell in the 6 post in the gold shirt. Fine catch there by Donnell. Throws a low reverse. Vicente with the cortada. And a great catch and return by Chanika. Scoop by Oyenard. Oyenard, that was a hard catch. Comes out with a couple of two-wall shot, and it's going to be point to the 3. Garcia and Oyard, post 7. And that's a kill shot and a beauty. Point to the 7. Point to 7. The points are doubled in this 7-point game. 7 serving to 2, Javier and a tie. Ball was juggled. Whistle blew, ball was juggled, points over, point to 7. Oleron and Del Rio post 1. Oleron down to make that save. Scraped off the wall by OARD. Two for the 1. Johanna Kanpendegi post 4. A big floating rebote is going to be a tricky save by Johan. Oleron aggressive. Kanpendegi steady in the backcourt. Nice job by Del Rio. Del Rio with the big right side. Way to 1. 5 points, possible game point for Oleron and Del Rio with the 1 post. Here's Lebois on the board, post number 5. Wow, what a stab by the board. Oleron gathers it in. Double point end game to post number 1. 3 and 7 to meet for place and show. 3 will serve. No, sir. Went 3, 4 seconds, 7 finishes third. Eighth game results on top, Olaron and Del Rio in the 1 post, Vicente and Oynard at post 3 second, the 7 third, Garcia and Oyardi. One three exacta, 51.20. 1-3 Quinella, 21.20. 137 $2 trifecta, $248. And in the daily double, the opening number, there is a 1. Game 9 will wrap everything up for the afternoon. It's Spectacular 9 singles. Post time in 6 for game number 9. Coming up to last call, betting on game number 9. And don't forget, tonight we do have more High Life for you. 10 games starting at 7 p.m. And our final game for this performance is about to start. Game number 9, spectacular 9 singles. Chanika serving in post number 1, and Kampendegi on the receiving end in post 2. This game played to 9 points, points doubling after the first round. Here we go with game 9. Point to 1. Lee Bob, post 3. Tejada. 1. Olaran in post number 4. Scoop Chanika with a right side passing shot. 1. Argoitia wears the black in post 5. Argoitia, outside placement, and look who's there, Chanika. 1. OERD in the 6th post. And it's beautifully killed by OERD, 6. Javier, post 7. Seven grabs that point. Here's Donnell concluding round 1 in post 8 purple. That's a big time winner, right side for Javier, 7. Now the double point round begins with Ken Pendeghi in post 2. This is a 9-point game. Ken Pendeghi, chance to charge in. And passing overhand right, 2. Lee Bob, post 3. Liban with a costado, and Campendegui can't come up with a rebote, point to 3. Oleron, post 4. That checked up perfectly for Oleron. Point to 4. Here's Argoitia in the 5 post. Somehow that stayed in. And that is a perfect right side from Argoitia, point to 5. 5 serving the 1, Shanika. Point 5. ORD in the 6 post. ARD with a pocket scoop and able to pass him, point to 6. Houston L in the 8 post. For the 8. Yeah, everybody's got at least 2. Here's Javier in post 7. A beautiful throw from Javier, point to 7. 7 serving 2, this is Campendegui. That's what a Bote winner for Javier, point to 7. Here's Libois, post 3. Three. LeBron, post 4. On the inside, Oleron has it at the 8 line, looking for a Chula. A little high, though. Oleron off a good catch. And from there, a break for Libois to get to the Bote, that point to 3. Shanika, post 1. Over serve, point to 1. Here's the post 5, Argoitia. Point to 1. Possible game point, Shanika in the 1 post. Here's OARD in the 6. Possible game point, post number 1. Double point and game to post number 1. Finishing 4th is post 5 with 4 points. This point here will be for place and show. The 1 wins, post 5 is 4th. That's a service winner. Point of place to the 7. 3 is 3rd. 5 is 4th. Game 9 won by Chanika in post 1. Javier 2nd, post 7. Libois 3rd at post 3. And Argoitia took the quad in post number 5. $1.7 exacta for 71. The Quinella paying $40.40 for a 1.7. The trifecta $231.80 on a $2 ticket, and the supers $455.70 for $1. For 10 cents, it's $45.57. Pair of ones for the daily double, $62.40. Today, we have a winner in the pick 4. 4 out of 4, $315.70 will start fresh tonight. And in the pick 3, 5, 1, and 1, $337.80. Our broadcast was brought to you today by Better Care of Broward Medical Center, where they speak English, Spanish, and French and accept all insurance and welcome walk-ins. Visit their primary and family practice at 599 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Better Care of Broward is your local choice for all your medical needs. Today's uniform is proudly sponsored by IGT and Every. Together they're built to win. Champions Corner, which will be open again tonight, sponsored by Dolphin Jewelers, where you can treat yourself or someone special with jewelry from Dolphin Jewelers. Right down the street at 52 North Federal Highway in Dania Beach. They buy, sell, repair, and trade all types of jewelry, even custom designs. Mention Highlight for an extra special discount at Dolphin Jewelers. Our media coverage powered by TPI, driven to connect. And in Connecticut, good news, you can place your highlight wagers, of course, at mywinners.com. You knew that. It's the #1 betting outlet in the state of Connecticut. You knew that. mywinners.com, where Connecticut bets on highlight. And now there's a MyWinners mobile app. It's on the App Store for iOS, or you can place bets at app.mywinners.com. That wraps it up for today. Tonight, if you're coming back, keep that program and scratch Celaya while you're at it. He won't be playing until sometime next week. And he certainly won't be playing tonight. So you can take him out if you want, or we'll announce them all to you later. On behalf of all of us here at the Casino at Dania Beach High Live, we hope to see you at 7 tonight, live, or on our YouTube channel, Dania Beach High Live. I'm Dave Lamont saying so long from the Sunshine State.